folks, I'm here to tell you the good news. Today is the rapture. That's right. Do you hear the trumpets? Do you hear the trumpets being blown as prophesied by Walmart Americans? They said that today, September 23rd, 2025, is the rapture. And I know you're watching this going, no one was raptured. I looked outside. I know. Because the rapture did not happen. No, it did not, folks. No, it did not. Jesus Christ didn't part the clouds and suck up all the good people. No, no, no. We looked out the window. No good people getting sucked up, naked but not afraid, into the sky. Because the rapture is not in the Bible. It's a fan fiction. The rapture is to the Bible what Shades of Grey is to Twilight. And if you understand that reference, you were never getting into heaven anyway. Just like Shades of Grey starts as a fan fiction and then gets legitimized into its own thing that destroys Ellen DeGeneres. The rapture was created in 1830 by a man and then got legitimized and added into the margins of Bibles that helped sell tent revivals. And then over time, it became just as fun as, if not more fun, to think about than the actual book. And so here we are. We have multiple centuries now. We're coming up on 200 years of rapture fan fiction, rotting all of our brains. It's the original Italian brain rot, except it's, I think, English. I think it's from England. Most bad things are. But the rapture has been an idea that I've had thrown at me. End times prophecy, apocalypse, my entire life. My entire life I've been told that the world is about to end. So why try? Why bother? Why push to raise the minimum wage? The world's about to end. Why fight to make sure you have clean water and air? The world's about to end. Why make sure that landlords and billionaires and more don't gobble up more of our economy, time, and money? The world is about to end. Stop being greedy or you won't get into heaven. That's been the messaging that's been shoved at me my entire life. I was born in 1984. Might have heard of it. It's a book. It's a book, a prophecy of its own, written by George Orwell. You know why he chose the year 1984? He didn't. His publisher did. He wrote the book in 1947. It was going to be published in 1948. They were trying to come up with a prophecy timeline for it, and the publisher said, just flip the numbers. Take that 1948 and make it 1984. And he said, great, I love that. And then Taylor Swift said 1989, but that's a different prophecy. It's a prophecy of fun and good times. 1984, though, was a prophecy about what will happen if an authoritarian leader was to come into power, start labeling things and making people disappear and playing with minutes of hate and rage boxes and more, and making sure that all of us are being monitored at all times through different devices that we cover and carry with ourselves as we stare into them and can't keep track of time anymore. But that prophecy hasn't come true. No, we're here to talk about the Bible. You know them scrolls? You guys know them scrolls? They took a bunch of scrolls, they put them together in a book. Back in the 300s, Roman emperor called together a big council and said, there's too many scrolls around here, guys. There's a lot of things that are canon, and there's a lot of things that are too extended universe over here. And much like Disney with Star Wars, he came in and they made some choices. And they said, these books are in, these books are out, none of these scrolls over here. Toss in a little bit of this crazy ending. And they did. They did that. And it's melted people's brains ever since. We are now 1,000+ years into dealing with the ramblings of lunatics that some people make their whole personality. And I am not talking about Steven Universe fans. No, I am talking about people who are constantly and consistently going through a religious psychosis. And we're dealing with them a lot. They are our leaders. They are our congressmen. They are possibly... It's not our president. No, that man is the devil. I cannot stress to you. That's the part that drives me crazy, is that all these people who believe in end times prophecy, they believe in the Left Behind series, They believe in the rapture and tribulation and revelations and all these different things. They can't put together any of the very obvious signs that Donald J. Trump is actually the Antichrist. They can't do it. They won't do it. The President of the United States, people are currently building gold statues of him, holding up Bitcoins and posting them around Washington, D.C. If that isn't, come on, guys. This isn't even the first time someone's made a gold statue of Trump. Trump himself posted an AI video of Gaza reimagined as a resort town with gold statues of himself. The Holy Land covered in gold statues of his own visage. That's kind of crazy, right? It's almost as if that would be in the Bible. A man who is a charismatic leader who's going to tell people that he is actually the way. Nothing bad will happen, only good. That man couldn't, not one pastor, not one preacher has been able to put that together. I remember so vividly how many people thought Obama was the Antichrist. Remember Obama? We remember Obama, folks. Obama was the Antichrist. History Channel, the History Channel network, did a thing on the end times, and they made Satan himself look very much like Obama. It's crazy times. Crazy times. No one has ever made the devil Trump. It's wild to me. It's wild to me that doesn't happen. We're in a time period right now of not only religious psychosis, but AI psychosis. They're using AI to make the dead speak, making them speak and tell people the word, to tell people to not fear death because you will be reunited with your loved ones in the kingdom of heaven. And right now, we have many people disappearing across this country, disappearing into camps, many of them faithful, many of them very big believers in Jesus Christ. Some of them actually themselves name Jesus. And they're being snatched up by masked men, hurried away into camps. And right now, at least 1,200 of them are missing from a place called Alligator Alcatraz. Their family's desperate to find them, apparently. But don't worry. More families will be joining them soon. Because our president, who is not the Antichrist, has declared that anyone who stands against them is a domestic terrorist. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun, folks? Folks, we putting it together? Are we picking up what I'm putting down? Are you a ska fan? Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Are you figuring it out what I'm talking about here? I am not a religious scholar. I am just a man who was taught how to read context clues in literature. I was someone who was taught critical thinking. I am somebody who was educated before No Child Left Behind. What? Left Behind. No Child Left Behind. The Left Behind series. Wow. Wow. Did I just have a profound thought? I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just trying to speak in a way that somebody will clip and then put onto TikTok and Instagram, short form video, get me a few more followers, and then I can go on Piers Morgan and have a fight with a MAGA rapper who makes songs about lynching, because they want to bring lynching back, apparently. Remember, lynching was very popular in 1830 when they invented the Rapture, which isn't in the Bible. You know what else isn't in the Bible? The month September. That's the part that always gets me, because sometimes these guys will get very specific with when they think these things are going to happen. They'll be like, it's going to happen on September 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Time zones were not invented at the time of the Bible. You know what else isn't in the Bible? North America. This entire continent that I'm currently living on, unknown to the Bible. Never once mentioned by Jesus Christ. Never once mentioned by any of the prophets. And now here we are. We're all just sitting around. We're all just sitting around just trying to wonder, is it going to end? I'm here to tell you it's not. The world is not going to end. It's not going to end anytime soon. It's not going to get better, though. And I think that's the part that sucks. I think a lot of us are all or nothing people. I know I am, which means if it's not going to get better, then let's just stop it. Let's just stop it. Let's just all we're just going to end the series. We're going to cancel Earth. But we don't do cancel culture anymore. Jimmy Kimmel came back after 3 days. He is the risen. We don't do cancel culture anymore. We disappear people, yes, but we don't do cancel culture. So we're not canceling Earth. We're just going to make it shittier. It's called enshittification. We're going to figure out more and more ways to monetize Earth. That's how we're going to do this. We're going to monetize the shit out of this planet, and we're going to make it more expensive every day. But don't worry, there'll be an app for that, huh? We're going to add apps. We're all going to have special little apps, and the apps are going to need water. They're going to have to build giant databases that just take all of the delicious drinking water, because the movie Waterworld was a prophecy. Yep. A lot of you thought it was the Bible. Nope. Kevin Costner's Waterworld. Sorry. You should have gone down to Universal Studios and saw the Waterworld stunt show when you had a chance. But now you can't, because if you go to Florida, you'll get measles. See? And that's where we are. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on the sermon for the Rapture. I'm going to think. I'm debating about how often I want to do these. I'm playing around with some different stuff. We'll see what the reception is. We'll see how it goes. But you know what isn't going? You're not going anywhere. Like and subscribe, comment, share the good word with your friends. Pearlmania right here on YouTube.